Hello and welcome to another episode of the Elite Smart Athletes Lab Rat series, where I test out different workouts on myself so that you know where to best invest your money and your time on your journey to unlocking your inner athlete. So today I've got another program comparison for you. I'm going to be putting up Vert Code by PJF Performance up against Fat Don't Fly, also by PJF Performance. The Vert Code is a 12-week bodyweight vertical jump focus program, whereas Fat Don't Fly is an 8-week bodyweight or in the gym. You can do it either way, and it's focused on body composition and overall athleticism. If you're new to the channel and haven't seen one of my workout reviews before, go and check them out on the channel. But I review programs using 5 different criteria. I look at the cost, the user interfaces, i.e. whether there's a website and an app, the coaching that you receive, i.e. the actual trainer and how they come across, how they convey information, the workout program itself in terms of the exercises and how it's put together, and the potential for progress of the program, because obviously you don't want to go into a program if you're not going to see any gains. And then in these program comparisons, I put each program against each other in each category, and I award a point to the program I think wins the category, and then the one that has the most wins overall will win the comparison. However, because I'm putting up 2 programs by the same trainer, 2 of the categories kind of overlap. You can't really find a winner. So when it comes to the coaching, obviously it's the same coach, so there's not really going to be a winner in that sense. And also when it comes to the user interfaces, it's obviously the same trainer putting his programs out on the same platform. So again, you're not going to really be able to compare from program to program when it's the same trainer. But I will still go into detail about what the actual aspects of each thing are, just so you have a bit more information about it. So let's start off with the cost. So looking at Fat Don't Fly, it is currently priced at $89.95, and that is with an early bird special. It is an 8-week program, so when you do the maths, that works out 2 months, $45 per month. However, this early bird special has been going on since the program was released, and that was late August 2020, and currently at the time of filming it is May 2021. So I don't know how long this early bird special is going to be lasting for, but it seems like eventually he's going to take it off, and then it's going to go to his original price, which is listed at $130. And then for an 8-week program, 2 months, that works out at $65 a month. Now for this cost, it is a one-off payment, so you have it for the lifetime of the program, which means as long as PJF Performance is happy for the program to be out there, you have access to it. Additionally, with Fat Don't Fly, because the goal is to improve body composition and athleticism, PJF Performance also offers you 50% off the nutrition code, which is normally priced at $14 a month, but if you purchase Fat Don't Fly, you can get it for $7 a month. So when you do the total costs at the current price, it will be around $52 a month if you get the nutrition code, or $45 a month if you just get it as the program itself. But of course you have to pay for the whole thing, you can't pay per month. So you're looking at $90 to $104 because of that $7 per month for the nutrition code for 2 months. Or if the price goes up to that $130, then you're looking at $130 to $144. But you do also get a couple of extra free additional resources along with your access to the PJF database. Now when you look at the Vert Code, that's priced at $85, and it's a 12-week program, so 12 weeks, 3 months. So looking at it per month, it comes out around $28.33 per month. Now that price is fixed. The Vert Code has been out for a while now, and it's also a one-off cost and that you have for the lifetime of the program. And just like with Fat Don't Fly, you also have access to the additional free resources on the PJF database. So looking at the 2 costs, I would have to say that the Vert Code comes out on top because 1, it is slightly cheaper. Even if it's $4.95, it's still less money to have to spend, and there's no marketing gimmicks in terms of having an early bird special, because the early bird special could end at any time, and obviously it's been out for about 8 months now, so you know, it's been a while. So the winner is the Vert Code when it comes to the cost. Now moving on to the user interfaces. Now this isn't one where I'm going to be awarding a point, but I'm just going to explain the PJF user interfaces. So he has both a website and app, and within that you have access to essentially log your workouts throughout the whole thing, whether it's on the website or on the app. PJF Performance utilizes the same app for all of his programs, so if you sign up to multiple programs, you'll actually be able to access all of them just through the one PJF app. There's also an introduction video when you do initially sign up to any PJF Performance program, and it will show you how to navigate both the user interfaces, i.e. the app and the website. Now obviously if you're working out, you're probably going to be working out on the go, in the gym, in your garden, in your room. Probably not going to be using your laptop, carrying that around wherever you're going to work out, but you do have an option to download PDF versions of the workout. paper or have it on like your Dropbox or something to be able to view it online. Or you can use the app to be able to log your workouts as well. And the app is actually equipped with quite a few cool features, such as rest timers to be able to time your rest periods. And there's a little spanner icon at the bottom, which allows you to edit particular exercises or workouts. You can reorder them to be able to make them fit better or just program better for you in terms of what equipment you have or how you're navigating around the gym. So there's a lot of cool features to be able to customize your workouts. You can also get reminders either by email or push notifications to your phone to remind you about your workout sessions that are coming up. And you can also check your workout history using the app because you have to enter how many reps you've done, or if you're using weights, what weight you were lifting. Your workout history is there so you can see if you're improving or not improving and what adjustments you need to make. Now, some downsides to the app when I was personally using it was that if you were to switch to another app to check something, let's say your music, you just wanted to change songs, the app sometimes pauses your workout and then you have to go and restart it again. So that was a bit of a minor glitch that was there. And speaking of the music, there were times where when the rest timers went off, it paused the music that I was listening to. So that was a bit frustrating just in terms of the flow of the workout that I was doing. But someone did tell me that that has recently been fixed, so hopefully when I go on to do another PJF program, which will be the speed code, that review hopefully should come out in the near future, I'll update you on that. And I did have some minor issues logging workouts, like it would double up workouts on my calendar, or it wouldn't log a certain exercise for some reason. But again, there were some glitches, but there is actually a tech support team that you can notify about these issues. And a brief look at the coaching, which I personally thought was excellent on both programs. PJF is a great coach. So he provides you with pre-recorded videos for each individual exercise or each individual aspect of the workout. They are very in-depth. He doesn't use too much technical jargon, but he does use enough whereby you're actually learning a bit about your body and about how you're supposed to perform and about sports performance in general. But it's very simple, very easy to follow, and he demonstrates every exercise, which is great to see because you do want to know that your coach can actually do what they are telling you to do. But of course, this is generalized coaching. Because they are pre-recorded, he can't individually record for each client or each person that downloads the app or pays for a training program. So, you know, these are general programs. You do have to make certain adjustments yourself without his help, but you know, you kind of have to just use a bit of common sense to be able to maximize the potential that you have on the program. And an additional thing that he added in Fat Don't Fly that wasn't on the Vert Code when I did it initially was that there was a daily overview video. So for each day of the workout, he would have an overview of that workout, what the goal is, what he's trying to do, why he's put certain exercises in this workout. And I thought that was a really good addition because it helped you just have a summary and just understand more about why you're doing what you're doing. Even though you do trust him as a coach, it's good to just have the reasoning why you put a workout on this day and you combine it with this exercise, and etc. So that was a very good addition that I thought was great. But as I said, with both user interfaces and the coaching, there is no winner in this because it's the same for both programs. So now we'll move on to the workout programs themselves. Okay, so now let's compare the workout programs from Fat Don't Fly and the Vert Code. So when it comes to Fat Don't Fly, it is a 3-phase program lasting 8 weeks and you train 6 days per week. Every day you're doing strength training and cardio. So in phase 1 and 2, they both last 2 weeks and the split of the workouts is full body strength 3 times a week with core and mobility 3 times a week. And on both of those days, or on every day, you're doing cardio. So the cardio is split in terms of heart rate zones. So when you're doing the full body strength work, more intense strength work, your cardio session is going to be a bit more intense but less duration. So maybe it'll be like 10 sets of 30-second sprints and then you have like a minute off in between. Whereas when you're doing the core mobility, you're going to be doing a lower heart rate zone, maybe a zone 2, but it's going to be for a longer duration. So it might just be like a 20-minute light jog or even just incline walk, something like that. Phase 3 lasts 4 weeks and the split of the workouts actually changes to an upper body and lower body strength split, and you just do that 6 days a week. But again, still you're doing cardio, and there are still the zone 2 workouts and zone 5 higher heart rate zone workouts for the cardio. But there's also an additional element of cardio where you combine heart rate zones. So you'll do a 10-second sprint, a 20-second jog, and a 30-second walk, and you'll do that for like 10 sets instead. So you work in each different heart rate zone for the cardio. And that's because each heart rate zone works at different energy systems. So some of the lower heart rate zones, where it's like zone 2 and it's less intense, it's more fat burning. The ha zone is more carb fueled, and essentially it just helps you to bypass the metabolic adaptations that your body makes when you start to lose weight or start to get in shape, so that you can continue to see progress. And there was obviously recovery each day, and recovery was obviously encouraged, and in the program it's listed that you should do at the minimum a thing called 7-11 breathing, parasympathetic breathing, where you just try and reduce your heart rate after the workout so that your body enters a recovery state. And also there was optional static stretching too. But an additional recovery element in Fat Don't Fly that wasn't in the Vert Code, because I did the Vert Code before Fat Don't Fly, was that there were foam rolling days, probably every 2 weeks or every week. So it kind of helps you to just recover in between workouts so that you weren't too fatigued with muscle soreness, because again, you're going 6 days a week, it's a lot of work, especially if you're doing it in the gym. Now, there were alternatives provided to each exercise, either from a beginner to intermediate or advanced. So every exercise had an option, and it was also options to do at home or in the gym. Although there were a few exercises where, because I initially did it at home, you weren't able to do it at home even if you tried to modify it, so you kind of just had to find another exercise that hit that muscle group. But generally, the program was very adaptable and very flexible for whatever level you're at or whatever situation you're in, especially during this COVID situation, whether you are having to work out at home, you don't have gym access, or you have gym access, or you have equipment, whatever your situation may be, you can adapt this program to fit you. Now, looking at the Vert Code's workout programming, it is a 4-phase program for 12 weeks with training 5 days a week. It's split into 3 days of vertical jump training, and then there are 2 days of core and mobility training. Now, phase 1 was 2 weeks where you build up the base. Phase 2 was another 2 weeks where you just learn how to transfer energy. Then phase 3 was for 4 weeks, and that was a bit more building up force and trying to just essentially just get the jumping up. And then phase 4 was more working on that springiness, that elasticity, so that you can really now become an athletic, explosive jumper. But there were also 2 deload days in phase 3, because obviously you're doing a lot of jumping reps. It's a lot of force on your tendons, on your joints. So there were 2 deload days where you kind of were encouraged to do something else that didn't require jumping, but you could still get a bit of work in. As with Fat Don't Fly, the recovery was still mainly that parasympathetic breathing and the optional static stretching. And the Vert Code is very much focused on building foundational jump strength and working your way up progressively, overloading over a longer period of time, so that you are eventually going from not really being able to know how to jump with proper technique to being extremely explosive with great technique. Now, with the Vert Code, you can pretty much do this from home you just need a little bit of space to be able to jump. You don't need too much space. If you have indoor space and a high ceiling, you're pretty much good. You don't even need to have outdoor space. And it's very flexible. You can do it anytime. The workouts don't really take too long. Whereas with Fat Don't Fly, the workouts do start to take quite a while, especially once you get into the later phases. And of course, it is a vertical jump program, so it is very technical when it comes to the actual mechanics of jumping. So sometimes a lot of the workouts aren't even focused on building strength or anything, it's really just learning the technique of jumping. However, me personally, if you've been following this channel or if you're new to the channel, I have knee pain. It's reduced a lot, especially since I started the channel, but I still suffer from a bit of knee pain. And doing this program, when I did it last year, I definitely still did feel a lot of knee pain, especially as I got to the end, the knee pain did start to get worse, even with those deload days that were included in phase 3. So when looking at which program wins in terms of the workout program, I think I'm going to have to go with Fat Don't Fly. I think having done the Vert Code before Fat Don't Fly, and Fat Don't Fly wasn't actually out when I did the Vert Code, I can see the changes that PJF made in terms of his programming and how he puts the workouts together, how he encourages certain recovery protocols. So you can see the improvement and the difference. So I think it's no surprise that I would give the point to Fat Don't Fly in this one. And also that additional foam rolling, because it becomes more frequently, even though there wasn't a deload day. I thought the deload day was very helpful in the Vert Code, but there were 2 of them and it was right in the middle, but I think you probably needed one again in phase 4 just because of the amount of reps of jumping you're getting. Whereas with Fat Don't Fly, you have that foam rolling is really the key thing, the key difference. And I think it just helps with the joint recovery. It's a lot less stressful on the joints than the Vert Code, so you feel a lot healthier. So that's why the point has to go to Fat Don't Fly. So heading into the final category, the potential for progress, we can see that both programs are tied with 1 point each. Vert Code are getting the point on the cost, and Fat to Fly getting the point on the workout program, and obviously I didn't award points when it came to the user interfaces or the coaching. So looking at the potential for progress, it's quite interesting because both programs have a different focus. Obviously the Vert Code is vertical jump focused, whereas Fat to Fly is more about body composition, but there are definitely elements in there that are designed to increase overall athleticism. And something I did on both programs was actually tracking my vertical jump heights at the end of each phase. So when I was doing Fat to Fly, what I realized was that my vertical, throughout the whole program, only increased by about 1 inch, but I did see improvements in my physique visually. However, when I looked at the numbers, I actually maintained my weight, but visually when I took pictures at the end of each phase, I took them about every 2 weeks actually, over the 8 weeks, I saw that there was a clear improvement in how I was looking. So that meant that my body composition was changing, even though the weight on the scale maybe wasn't necessarily going down. And with Fat to Fly, my knee pain drastically reduced, and I think that was because of the body composition changes. So even though I was carrying more weight, because more of that weight was muscle, it just meant that more of that weight was actually being able to handle the forces that I was taking, rather than it being extra fat that isn't really helping on the joints at all. Now, when it came to the Vert Code, looking at my vertical jump numbers, I actually increased my vertical by 3 inches overall, although I'm not going to say they were the most scientific measurements, but you can see visually when I recorded myself jumping that there were clear improvements in the jump height. But when it came to my physique, because although I know it's a vertical jump program, but I was doing some core mobility work and it's still training. So when you're training, you're going to use calories, you're going to use energy, so you're going to be able to change your physique if you train. So although it's a vertical jump program, I did expect some sort of physique change, but there wasn't really any physique change visually or in the numbers. So I didn't see any of that, and I still had extra knee pain, like I said before. So my knee pain actually got worse doing Vert Code as opposed to Fat to Fly. And it's for that reason that I have to give the potential for progress point to Fat to Fly over the Vert Code. So when you look at all the categories overall, you see that Fat to Fly wins this program comparison 2 points to 1 because of its workout programming and the potential for progress. However, I do think that that is inevitable because it is a more holistic program. So it has more aspects to it to help you achieve goals, and those other goals of just trying to improve your body are inevitably going to help you increase your athleticism and increase certain things like your vertical jump. Whereas you can't say the same is going to happen in just trying to increase vertical jump. You're not necessarily going to, get a six-pack just from that. So, you can't say, it might not be a fair comparison in that sense, but, the comparison came out and Fat to Fly won. So there you go, there you have it. In this case, I would say if you wanted to choose a program, I would start off with Fat to Fly, get the overall benefits, get all the gains overall, and then you can go into the Vert Code to then specify on your vertical jump. Then maybe you can move on to the speed code if you're a PJF head like I am, and then you can try and work on your speed as well. And get the overall benefits first, and then you can start to specify. That's my general approach. That's how, especially having done both of these programs, that's what the results seem to show me. So that's what I would tell you to do. But always got to use your own brain to make those decisions. Anyway, thank you for watching, appreciate it, and until next time, stay blessed.